Hi lovelies, and welcome back to another TikTok video. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, those people that share my video, leave commentaries, and to my newest members, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's get into this. Like seriously, lovelies, I wouldn't know why this Michael of a guy keep on dragging black people or people of color since from the beginning of this thing happening in Israel and Gaza because of the ceasefire. He went ahead to talk about, okay, let's just turn the table around. If it was people of color in the shoes of the Israel, would they ask for ceasefire and all of that? Like this actually got a lot of people of color to stitch his video, like asking him, why would you always want to involve people of color in your shenanigans? You have a problem, why not just solve it yourself and leave people of color out of this? But he went ahead to continue ranting on how if it was to be no people of color, they won't be asking of ceasefire, they will ask of, guys, I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as other stitches I was able to put together because oh my goodness, he was just ranting as usual, the way he was ranting and screaming and all of that. Please just leave me your own thought in the comment section, and do not forget that this channel does not support any form of violence. We are just here for educational purposes, guys. So share this video, please subscribe if you've not done that already, like, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section, and let's get into the video. And by the end of this video, I'll be leaving my own thoughts. All right lovelies, let's get into it.
Yo, if 20 American tourists, 20 American tourists, forget the 1,200 people that were murdered, slaughtered, civilians. If 20 American civilians, all African American, all black, all ages, were taken hostage, and 10 of them were murdered and raped, and there was 10 surviving American tourist hostages that were all black, there's not one motherfucker in this country that would be talking about ceasefire.
Why does every political, humanitarian, any issue in the world always get circled back to black people? Because suddenly when shit hit the fan, we are the most valued people in the country. And that has quite literally never been the case. Like, I'm so confused. I'm so hornswoggled. Because the plot, like, we're not even in the book no more. We're not even on the screen no more. I don't know where the fuck we is with this plot. You must be dealt with. Why do we keep talking about what we would do if the hostages were black? As if we care about black people. But why are we talking as if Israel isn't bombing these niggas indiscriminately? They don't give a fuck. They are literally bombing innocent, like full refugee camps and hospitals that are supposed to be a safe zone. They're wiping them off the map. What the fuck makes you think they would spare some niggas? I swear, I don't understand.
Getting tired of every time I see a post from this man, I keep thinking about how he was in Spike Lee movies, how he aligned himself so closely with the black population in America, right? And now he's trying to use us as pawns to go against an entire group of people, as if we haven't been oppressed for a very long time, as if we still aren't today trying to relieve ourselves from a fascist state, right? The fact that you as a white man are getting mad at us, yelling at us, you already called us tar babies because you were so pissed, and now you're speaking on hypotheticals about hostages. We're not even on our homeland. Hostages? Excuse me? No money for any of the fucking labor that built this motherfucker. Mind you, this shit goes deeper than motherfucking Palestine. There's shit going on in Africa, as always. There's stuff going on in the Caribbean right now, and you motherfucking trying to tell us as black people to give a fuck about you not having access to your motherfucking white privilege. You think your voice is supposed to speak louder than the lives of people being bombed on a daily because of hostages that literally have been being released and saying that these quote-unquote terrorists are nice fucking people? Meanwhile, everybody has an experience with y'all that's negative, neglectful, harmful. Like I'm trying to not go full radical in this bitch, y'all. I'm trying, and it's becoming very hard with the information that we have received. And hearing these motherfuckers say this shit to us as black people, especially in America. You got me fucked up. You have me fucked up, and what you're doing is counterproductive as hell. Leave black people the fuck alone. You want to bring us up? Talk about the fucking Congo on the phone that you're using. Stop it. We already got a world of fucking problems over here. I know y'all hear that echo. This shit happening, my bad. I have ADHD, I'm sorry. But like I said, we already have a world of fucking problems. We still trying to get reparations. We still trying to get the motherfucking police to leave our brothers and our dads and our uncles and our sons. I ain't got no sons, but our sons the fuck alone. You feel the vibes. So don't come to me talking about a fucking hostage when I'm on a land where I'm having to fight for my life and everyone else's at the same goddamn time. Fuck you.
Yo,
Okay. I ran across this video on YouTube and I had to make a quick response. Michael Rappaport, I actually thought you was kind of cool before, but it seemed like in the last 10 years you got on some really weird, ultra right wing, super white boy shit. Anyway, I need to know, why did you automatically switch gears from trying to be a culture vulture, automatically throwing us in the fray of everything? What did black people have to do with what you were talking about? And if anything, black people would more so relate to the Palestinians than they would the Israelis, because that's what the ones the genocide is going through. And you want to talk about something, let's talk about the genocide in Congo. Why bring us up in this situation? Like, we live rent-free in y'all head, man. This shit is getting old now. Like, you need to do better, bro. And like, especially as hard as you try to mess with us, we thought you would do better. We thought you knew better, but apparently we don't. So, there it is, man. I really hope you find something better to do with your time than to keep bringing us up in your BS. Thank you, sir, and have a good day. Goof ass.
How we getting this? Well, let me make this very clear for those of you who are a bit more on the vapid and dense side. There will be no anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, anti-blackness, anti-LGBTQIA+. There will be no hate speech of any kind, regardless of how passionate and how justified you feel allowed in this space. Will not happen. Okay? Okay. Cool. Now that we've got that clear, sir, Mr. Rappaport, I am concerned and a bit bothered that you are unable to make a point about your cause without creating a hypothetical scenario that involves the harm of black people and the harm to black bodies. And I have to assume that you are creating this hypothetical situation because you feel that, like, oh, I need to give them something to think of. Like, how else will we understand what it's like? How else will we understand? Which is just like, do you realize how insane you sound? And completely lacking in any kind of awareness whatsoever? Black people don't have to imagine what it is like to live in a country where you are harassed and terrorized and at the threat of physical violence on the freaking daily. That is our life. That is what we experience every single day. We don't have to imagine if 10 black people were taken hostage because millions were taken hostage in this little thing called the transatlantic slave trade. I don't know. Have you heard of it? Millions kidnapped and taken hostage, and did nobody come to save us? If anybody wants to come into my comments talking about good old Abe, you can stop, okay? Because Abraham Lincoln didn't give two shits about black people, okay? So read a book, get some understanding, gain some knowledge before you come in here sounding crazy, okay? Because the man has literally been quoted as saying, listen, if I could save the country and keep the black people enslaved, I would. Or if I could save the country and like just send them somewhere else, I would. But guess we gotta go with the worst case scenario, which is free them all. Also, this is very much so a hypothetical situation because I'm trying to understand, like, what United States would literally drop everything and be enraged to save 10 black people who were taken hostage by the KKK. Like let's be for real. Let's tell the truth now. Let's tell the truth, okay? And don't even talk about the millions of people who showed out for the BLM protests in 2020. Like, first of all, so many of you that was performative. For so many others of you, it was the first time you realized that racism was still a thing. And for most of you, your activism has quickly died off since. Proven in this post that you are even doing this as what, some type of way to like rage farm and like use scare tactics to like get black people to be on your side. Like, this is not the way to do this. I do not understand why, even hypothetically, why any of you think that more violence, using examples of violence, inflicting more violence is what's going to make anything better. How is it working out? Even beyond the whole Israel-Hamas situation, like when we just look historically at the world, violence being met with more violence, how is that working out? I'll wait.
What was the point of making this video? I mean, you have a right to be outraged about what's going on, but what are you doing about it? This is why I say to you so-called white allies, do not use that word ally when it comes to, listening to the black voices of black people in the black community. Because when it's time to show how much of an ally you are, you literally show us what kind of person you are. And that is exactly, and this is why I say watch out for the so-called white allies you call allies to the black community. Like, do better. Like, this is pathetic. You could have literally just addressed this another way, but instead you decided to bring black people into this for no reason.
Many black and indigenous people have been murdered at the hands of the US government, and all they have done was literally cover it up so nobody could criticize the US government. Do you know how many families of slave owners within the US government have gotten away with what their family has done to black enslaved people within the United States? And indigenous boarding schools that have literally tried to genocide the culture of indigenous people and even genocide indigenous people and hide it within graves. You know how many times that has happened, and yet not one single dollar was given to any of the black and indigenous communities within the United States as any form of reparation. And you're really going to sit here and talk about if American black people went to Palestine and were held as hostages. This country has literally held black and native people hostages for centuries.
Oh, let me correct you there, sir. Israel is the same country who has been training U.S. law enforcement to be brutal towards black people, because some of the worst police departments across the country and sheriff's departments across the country, guess who they train with? Israel. So when you say things like, well, if 10 black people were taken hostage, trying to compare our condition here to what's happening in Israel, well, sir, a lot of the false incarceration stats, whereas we are 13% of the population and yet we are more than 50% of the exonerations, that comes from U.S. law enforcement who are trained by Israel. And you can see this from Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, California, Arizona, Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Georgia, Washington State, and even DC Metro Police have been trained by the brutal Israeli police and Israeli military. And we know all about being falsely locked up.
Okay. Here we go again. You forgot that us black Americans in history. We were lynched, we were murdered, we were kidnapped. Our black sisters were raped, sodomized. Oh, but you basically again want to join, because you're Jewish, you want us to support the Israeli crisis. I'm gonna tell you something. You didn't say anything when Trayvon Martin was murdered. You didn't say anything when Laquan McDonald was murdered. You didn't even say anything when Mike Brown was murdered. Not one word. All of a sudden now, because of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, you want black people to support your cause. I'm disappointed in you, Michael Rappaport. I'm really disappointed because it seems to me you just want clout. You just want to be seen and heard. This is nothing compared to 500 years of captivity. Nothing. And you had the audacity to attack us black people because we don't support what you say and what you do. You was in films with basically Spike Lee, the late great John Singleton, but then turn around, you want to talk about, black people don't support, it will not request a ceasefire. You forgot about our history. When we were slaves, when we were kidnapped, lynched, murdered. But you won't say a damn thing about it. How disgraceful you are, Michael Rappaport. What you said is a disgrace and un-American. We as black people has every right to not even get involved or say anything about it, but you want to run your mouth. I got 3 words for you, Michael Rappaport. Shame on you.
Funny, these people always bringing us into it, like we are the ones that have anything to do with this. Also, too, you're forgetting the fact that we just had how many mass shootings of black in black areas, and no one's done anything about it. We haven't got any laws, anything done about it. But I bet you, if it happened to y'all, the hat people, how many laws would be made in a heartbeat like that? Cause y'all run shit around here. I get it, but you crying like you don't. I don't understand that. You are rich. Go do something about it.
People learn to make arguments and advocate for themselves and or their people without saying, where are the blacks? What about the blacks? What if the blacks? Black people are not fodder for your political stances or arguments, and a lot of people have needed to hear that over the years. Additionally, we regularly watch black people get murdered by the hands of police, and the police get off scot-free. We regularly watch people debate if racism is a real thing or not. There are states in the Union attempting to burn books so they can tell an ahistorical version of the founding of America where slavery gave black people opportunity. So it is very silly to come on TikTok and not only use black people as a pawn for the point built on a false premise that you're attempting to make, but also to act as if the entirety of America backs black people when we are facing mistreatment or misfortune. Especially while every major media outlet, the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, and several other institutions have done nothing but vocally support Israel.
Hi, I'm that motherfucker. Personally, if I was one of those 10 hostages, I'd be calling for a ceasefire. Please don't blow up where I am. And then get special forces to come get me. Y'all are wild, bro.
This request before, and I'm making it again. Whatever issue your community is dealing with, whatever the humanitarian crisis, the social issue, please don't compare it to the black experience. Please don't compare it to what if it was black people. I don't know why this continues to happen. I've seen it used in the trans debate. I've seen it used in the debate with little people. I've seen it used with undocumented immigrants. Please make your arguments stand on its own legs. There should be an articulation of how your point stands on your own legs without comparing it to black people. Please, we have enough we're dealing with. What do y'all think?
civilians, all African American, all black.
I recommend going back and watching that entire rant. It is becoming so obvious that capitalism and white supremacy are losing the propaganda war. And because the survival of white supremacy depends on the survival of capitalism, we are seeing white panic in a way that we've never really seen before. And we are just witnessing the most classic tropes of capitalism and white supremacy in real fucking time. Language like this is literally meant to villainize and isolate the black community so that we do not have the opportunity to create a multi-racial, multi-generational, multi-denominational, multi-ethnic coalition of change. Because capitalism and white supremacy has never ever benefited from people building community.
Like, seriously, lovelies, these people don't like to leave black people alone, or people of color. They don't like to leave them alone. Like these people that you guys have been, oppressing, taking a lot of things from, trying not to give them back what they actually deserve and all of that. You keep on bringing them to all your shenanigans, all your, I don't know what people of color have to do with the thing that is happening in, I don't know why he's bringing up all of this. I don't know what he's trying to achieve. Like, is it that you cannot just do something on your own without involving people of color? Like this particular guy in question, there was a video he posted where I actually, stitched it on my other channel, which is Belinda Strand, and he was trying to talk about people of color being taxed and all of that, and this actually got a lot of people talking as well. And now he's back again, trying to change the narrative, trying to okay, well, what if we put people of color in the shoes of the Jewish people or the Israel people? They will not be talking about ceasefires and all of that. And oh my goodness, what has these people have to do? What have they got to do about all of this? Why can't you all people just leave them alone in one place? They have been so oppressed. You guys are not tired of, oppressing those people. You now want to use them as an emphasis. So that means you were just wishing that this actually happened to people of color and not and you people have been the one cursing this. There've been a lot of genocide and all of that, and people are trying to come out to tell you guys to stop it and ceasefire and all of that, and you are getting pained. You are the oppressed, and you feel you are the oppressor that feels that you are the oppressed. What kind of narration is this? When I saw this video on my For You page on TikTok, I was like, oh my god, what is it that he have to say again? What is it that he want to spill again? And he started talking about Black Americans. What if it's black people? Would they be talking about ceasefires and all of that? And when they are you kidding me right now? So are you not wishing that this was gonna be this was not gonna happen with your kind of people, but people of color? Wow, Michael, you just have to retrieve all your steps and leave the people of color out of this. They have nothing to do with this. We have a lot of things to face. There is something happening in Congo. We have to talk about something that is happening in Congo that concerns majority of people of color. So don't bring us into what you're supposed to serve. We have our own. That's why when Mr. or Dr. Umar was talking about black people don't get involved, and black people is trying not to get involved, but you are trying to bring black people involved with all of this. You already have a lot going on. They've been stripped out of so many. They are trying to breathe some air with what they've passed through, with what their ancestors have passed through. Will you just leave them alone to breathe some air? Will you just leave them alone to breathe some air? Something is happening in Congo. Even the phone you're using right now, this phone you're using to make these videos about people of colors, people that the products which they use to produce these videos, like the phone you're using to create this video, they are suffering. People of Congo is suffering. They need help. Now you want to try to like turn everything like, what if it's okay? What about what they have already passed through? What about what people of color have been passing through? What is it that they have been passing? What happens to what is going in Congo? So talk about that. Let's see. What are they doing? What are they doing about that? What are they doing about it? Like, seriously. Wow. Guys, just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Do not forget that this channel does not support any form of violence. We are just here for educational purposes, guys. Just share this video, subscribe if you've not done that already, and I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video. But before then, don't forget that this channel does not support any form of vow and all of that. Alright, lovelies. If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video? And also, if you've not subscribed up to this extent, oh my goodness, click on the subscription button, leave your comment in the section. I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video.